it. Paint's coming off. This has been in storage for 10 years?
Yeah!
Can't wait to touch it. In the shop today is a beautiful 993 Porsche Carrera 4S. It's delivered to us from a customer who wants to resell the vehicle. So it's very dirty. It's been sitting in the storage unit for the last 10 years. So we're gonna clean it up. We may do some clear bra replacement, take that off. We're gonna clean up the paint, clean up the inside a little bit, and get this thing ready to sell. Unfortunately, this 993 had to be pushed around the shop. The battery would not hold a charge after 10 years of being in storage. The original customer who called us on this vehicle lives in Canada and called us to get the car ready to sell. The car was being stored here in Chicago, so the customer arranged to have the car delivered to us without us ever meeting in person, which is not that uncommon on some of the higher end vehicles we work on. But this story has a couple twists and turns, so make sure you keep watching. The 993 is a highly sought after vehicle as it's the last of the air-cooled 911s and it's a collector's dream. They can easily go for $80,000 to $100,000. It's our job to knock the dust off of this car and make it look beautiful. The first step is to wash and clay, and then we're gonna bring the vehicle over to the detail bays to do a full inspection and come up with a game plan. All right, the boys just got done prepping the Carrera 4S. Let's take a look at it. Holy! Whew! So I'm guessing this is super, super soft paint. This is an indicator here. This is probably all marring from the clay bar process. All right, we're recording. We're gonna do a GoPro inspection on this 993 Carrera 4S. Jet black. Can you see the scratches? Can you see them? The first thing I notice upon inspection is a weird discoloration spot on the rear quarter panel. Now this could be the spot of a clear coat failure. And before we start any paint correction, we definitely want to measure the paint in this area. This ends up being just one of several spots on the car where we find super thin paint. So we now know the car has been buffed to death by the clear coat failures and all the polish buildup. This means we have to be extra cautious when we're doing our paint correction. Big, deep, huge gouges on the back bumper. So this is exactly why we do this. All we did is wash this thing. I don't want to get blamed for that. So that appears to be a burn through or the start of a burn through. When this first came off the truck, we saw just a ton of wax, and you can see the wax in the cracks there, the wax on the rubber piece right here. Inside there, there's a bunch of polishing residue or wax inside there. Inside this corner here, again, more wax residue all along that corner there. You can see the pitting, you can see some water spots in there. There's all kinds of stuff. God, we have everything in this paint. The trim here looks pretty faded. You can actually see some tape lines from the previous buffer or painter. This might be repainted actually, look at that. Look at that line there. Jesus. What is going on here? Are you serious? This is insane. Got a nice little dent. Well, this will be a fun one anyways. It'll be a nice transformation. All right, onto the wheels. This is the passenger side front wheel. We've already seen the wheels a little bit. The calipers are peeling, the paint's peeling right off of it. The wheels look pretty damaged. On the outside, some chips, scuffs, scrapes, everything else on there. Clear bra doesn't look horrible, but the edges, you can just see there's a buildup of polish and residue. It'd probably look better if we just take that off. Look at that. We saw that when it came in too. It's like the badge is all jacked up. I don't know if I can get that on camera where you can see how bent and it just doesn't even look right. Splatter, compound splatter on the wiper arms there, just everywhere. Why even detail if you're not going to clean all that up? That looks like a giant cut mark. Look at that. Whoever put this clear bra on obviously cut it. And you can see they were cutting along here, and they just continued to go straight and went, oops, I gotta go this way. Oh, poor car. I feel bad for you. You need a hug. I'll give you a hug. This thing is destroyed. All right, we're gonna talk to the customer. Wheels need to be redone. Calipers need to be done. PPF needs to come off. Polish this thing. Touch up what we can. There's some rock chips. Dent, if he wants to do that. I don't know. There's a big chip out of it. See if we can clean this trim up a little bit. We haven't even looked on the inside yet. Well, the inside looks a lot better than the outside does. You just got normal wear and tear. You can see on the driver's seat, just a little bit. There's no rips, there's no tears. The inside was well taken care of. See how many miles it has on it. 65,865. So 65,000 miles on this car. Looks like a whole hell of a lot more. Carpets look good. Inside looks great. All right, let's go talk to Jimmy, make some recommendations on this one. So you want to talk about this 993?
This thing is not very good.
So there's damage on the bumper, there's some dents. I mean, the wheels are not looking good. I mean, what is this guy looking to do? Because I'd recommend doing the wheels and the calipers. I mean, it has 65,000 miles on it.
It's low.
So it's a nice car, and it's not going to cost that much to do the wheels and the calipers. The paint will clean up fairly nice.
What, powder coat?
Yeah, they need to be done. I mean, the paint is peeling away.
On the wheels too?
Yeah, the wheels are not nice looking. The edges are all chipped up, and there's no shine to them. You can tell they're worn down.
Okay.
It'll polish up decent. Inside's nice.
Where am I expecting it to fall hours-wise if we want to go closer towards?
If he's looking to sell it, let's take off the clear bra. It'll look a lot better without the clear bra.
Improved clear bra removal.
Let's polish it nicely. I mean, I think you're looking at
Porsche, old Porsche, level 4, level 5 is.
I'd say a good 15 hours of paint correction. The customer has opted out of doing any repainting of the wheels or calipers and just wants to remove the clear bra and give this baby a light paint correction. Let's get this thing rolling. So you can see this clear bra, it wasn't wrapped, so this was probably done a while ago when they weren't doing wrapping, but you can see why we started wrapping edges, because it has two giant rock chips right on the leading edge. One right there, and then another one right there. Clear bra was put on this car to stop rock chips, and it's still got rock chips because it wasn't wrapped in. Paint's coming off. Hey Jimmy?
Yes, sir.
Some paint came off the front bumper.
Saw that coming.
the underside of it. On the left side.
Oh.
Is there Bondo there?
Yeah, that's Bondo.
Really? There's body filler in there?
Not in this, but down there.
Really?
Yeah, you can see it's been. Or you want to just cut it out and Scotch tape it on?
We can do that.
I got some black duct tape that'll be close.
Look at how scraped up it is. I mean, it's bad.
Yeah, that's.
And they can just paint that bottom part, right?
Yeah, I mean it. You know, well, is it mold? Ooh, cut lines, cut lines.
Let me try to clean all this up and let's see if they're actually cut lines.
See what else is going on with the bumper, because realistically, if it's got other damage and cut lines on it, it would make sense to have it repainted.
Yeah.
Especially if we can get everything else, you know, where we want it.
Yeah. The paint appears to have cut lines from whoever installed the original clear bra. I'm gonna clean up all this glue residue and we're gonna take a closer look. Yeah, so there's cut lines all over the place.
Fenders, hood.
Yeah, the hood.
These guys were just pushing on this knife, huh?
Well, it just must have been it must have been just like a bulk install. They didn't use a plotter at all.
Yeah.
They put it on there and they cut everything, but they cut it everywhere. I mean, look at this line here in the middle of the hood.
It's a cut.
That's a cut. And it's a deep cut.
Well, I'll find out what it's going to cost to repaint the front, roughly what it's going to cost to repaint the front.
Okay.
And I'd like to price out the rear bumper as well.
Yeah. Taking the film off, we've ran into a couple issues. The first issue is actually some cut lines on there. This must have been a bulk install, and you can see some cut lines left behind from the installer. We could probably polish those out to where you could barely notice them, but the other issues are bigger problems. Unfortunately, this front end is gonna have to be repainted. The front bumper and the fender were actually repainted. You can tell they're repainted, and they put film over them, so we got some bigger issues. Anytime you have a repainted part on a car and you put film over it and you don't allow it to cure, you have some risk of pulling that film off and pulling paint, and that's exactly what happened here. So we got to make the call to the customer, unfortunately, and let them know the bad news that this front end has to be repainted. So the paint protection film on this Porsche is 15 years old, and normally when you're working on a car and you're pulling paint protection film off an OEM paint, there's very little risk involved. But in an older car like this, where we don't know the history of it, you never know what you're gonna find underneath. And what we found is that we have two repainted panels, and pulling clear bra off a repainted panel, there's a lot more risk involved of the paint delaminating. And that's exactly what we got here. We also have some very heavy cut marks in the car, so we've called the customer and he's agreed that we gotta repaint this front end. So it's off to the body shop. Jimmy! Guys in the back said you got some news about the 993?
Yeah. So the customer that brought me the Porsche may not own the Porsche.
Huh? Huh?
We just got back from the body shop. I'm working on the paperwork here. The guy who supposedly, I shouldn't say supposedly, as far as I know, the guy who owns the car said he sold the car, or is selling the car to another guy.
Okay.
The guy he's selling it to says that he's the owner of the car and has the title, and that he was selling it to the guy who owns the car right now. So I don't know whose Porsche this is.
My brain hurts.
Everything hurts.
What do you want me to do to the car? Just finish it?
I'd like to just finish it and then somebody pay me, but
well, we got the car. It ain't leaving until we get paid.
We got the car.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Whose Porsche is it? Okay. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. That was the real owner of the Porsche, supposedly, and we're gonna meet up tomorrow. He's gonna show me some paperwork. We're gonna finish this thing, hopefully. So here we have it. Now, this is yours, right? Title, beautiful. That's it.
What else do we need to talk about?
Well, that's it, but am I completing this work and giving it back to you? Is taking ownership of this car?
No, thank you. He's done. He's done.
Can I scan this? I just
Yes,
want
of
to
course,
scan
you
just
can scan this,
for...
and I would appreciate if you can collect money from him for this thing which you done.
Well, see, that's going to be where it becomes difficult.
Yeah, I know, but with all respect, that's the thing. I never hire you guys, and I know that he's playing his game, so I would let him play his game. Ask him to collect the money for things which you did. And
Well, that's why I wanted to have this conversation with you. So this is going to be... This is your vehicle.
like you can see, you can make a copy.
I will. I want to have that just so I have...
Go online with the title number and everything, you can see what's gonna say.
I don't need to do that. I don't need to go that far. I need to have documentation. And that relieves me of some sort of liability.
Okay, now that we know who the real owner of the vehicle is, we can get back to the car and finish the paint correction.
Jason!
Throw the whole car away. Oscar says there's no paint.
Not very much, is there? Woo-wee! Not much there. Let's check the other side. .1 mils. So this, the passenger side fender is super, super thin. It does have a lot of defects on it, but we gotta be careful. So, I mean, we're gonna start just polishing that and be super cautious and hopefully not have any problems. We don't need any more problems with this car. Be careful, okay? Working my way over to this fender here that we got the burnt this spot here. We also got a small burn spot on the bumper here too, so I'm just gonna work it with my finger just right around that burn spot, and we'll just do a light polish. I don't want to make it any worse than it already is. pretty damn good, doesn't it? There's just weird going all around. Bunch of pinholes and stuff here. Looks a lot better though. Whew. I am really happy with the way that this paint's turning out. Hey man, you missed a spot. This guy again. Hey, why don't I see you around here anymore? Man, I've been spending some time in the office, doing other things. Hey, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of something here. Oh, hey, what's up, peeps? Hey man, you mind shouting out my Instagram handle? No, go away. Come on, man, I need some more followers. Fine, only if you promise to go away. I promise, man. Go check out my boy's Instagram @Reflexin. I'm out of here. I got some self-reflecting to do anyways.
We're done. I left the door. That's it.
Front end is done. We just had to compound the top.
But I take the long time. What sending marks?
Yeah, there was a lot there. I know.
It's hard.
No, that's fine. Yeah, here is just, it's gonna be what it is. We just gotta do the top and that door. And then everything else is compounded over here and we can start polishing. All right, we're gonna do a little test here and see if Rupes Uno 1 Protect is gonna give us the finish that we want. This is an all-in-one polish and sealant, so it'd be nice just to be finished after 2 steps of this. But I wanna make sure first, oh, I'm getting it all over the place. I wanna make sure first that it's taking out the holograms that we put in with the compound here. So we're gonna do a small test on this fender over here. What do you think? That's pretty good, right? Let's give it a wipe down before we do it though. Just finished the test spot with the Rupes Uno Protect and it turned out fantastic. It's exactly what we wanted. Took away all the haze and the scratches from the compounding session and wipe it down with surface prep. We're good to go. I saw they were struggling a little bit, so I thought I'd come in and save the day. We'll call you the 3-inch man. I got some parts up here that I didn't do. 3-inch man. I'm the 6-incher, you're the 3-incher.
That looks incredible.
All right, this car is done. We still don't know who's gonna pay for it, but we turned this turd into a beauty. Thanks for watching.